Well then, good evening everybody and welcome to the much anticipated JACKOCAR versus OneHub Racing charity event in support of our good friends at Cowrie, who are looking to raise money to put unprivileged black kids into accommodation at uni so that they can learn and better themselves throughout their lives. I am of course the league owner of JACKOCAR. Jacko, very familiar name to many of you on this channel, and I'm joined by another very familiar name, owner of OneHub Racing, Nick Egan. How are we?
I'm very good, thank you. Very good. I noticed how you said JACKOCAR first there when you were doing your intro, but yeah, that's the only time you'll be first come the end of the stream, so enjoy it.
Well, funny you say that because just before we went live, all the JACKOCAR drivers were the first 10 into the lobby. And in fact, as we say that, the final driver has now joined us. So we've got the first win under our belt tonight, but it may well be the last because it is much anticipated that OneHub, you're coming in with a very, very, very strong team.
You have to say there's a little bit of revenge due from the 24-hour charity race in December last year where we had to go orange, so yeah, we need to make sure we put on a good show, but most importantly, of course, raise some vital funds.
Absolutely, and we'll just quickly go over the rules just so everybody's aware. So it's two 25% races, one of which my drivers have chosen, the others of course has been chosen by OneHub. First race tonight is actually going to be in Bahrain, not Australia.
Reminder.
And a combination of both leagues' rules. So we've got full damage coming from OneHub, but no ghosting from JACKOCAR. It is dynamic weather. And what else have we got? We've got formation lap on. It is not single lap qualifying, one shot qualifying. And then for race 2, it's going to be a reverse grid for your track, which we'll announce probably after this race. Points are 1st to 20th, so the guy who finishes first will get 20 points, and an interval of 1 point per position all the way down to 20th, who will pick up a single point. The only way you won't score points tonight is if you disqualify. No points for fastest lap, no playoff points. Of course, some people will be familiar with that system. But Nick, I think we're almost ready to go. And actually, one more thing I must say is multiplayer cars. All of my guys in orange, all of your guys in purple, so it's going to be a bit of a spectacle, one hopes.
Yeah, it'll be easy for the viewers and us to be able to tell who's who, because you know most of these names are racing in both leagues, so yeah, it'll be nice to be able to easily distinguish between who's on Team OneHub and who's on Team JACKOCAR just for tonight.
And you know what, I would not be surprised to see a few of the drivers forget to change their livery, and we might see a few JACKOCAR liveries that we're accustomed or become accustomed to in the last few weeks, certainly in the playoff period. 30 viewers in the stream already, good to see. Remember, you can donate, just find either our Twitter account or OneHub's Twitter account, and there will be a link to donate through Just Giving towards Cowrie, currently standing at £415, which is an excellent amount so far, but our target is 1,000. But anyway, let's see what we can do.
What I'll do is I'll post a link in the chat, YouTube chat, every now and then, so if anyone is able to donate, then of course feel free to click on the link and head over to the Just Giving page that we've set up.
Absolutely. So the drivers now, they have about 40 seconds or so to select a setup. Of course, setups are open, and then they get one flying lap of the Bahrain circuit, the JACKOCAR choice. Your number one driver coming into this, it's Lakitu, isn't it? But you tell me earlier he's not a big fan of this track. So is it advantage JACKOCAR? Are we worried for nothing, or do you see OneHub bringing it home?
I mean, the good thing is that we ran this track for qualifying night only 6 days ago, so all of my drivers, as well as yours, have done at least some sort of practice laps on this track. But no, it's not. Lakitu obviously finished our champion in our top tier last season. But of course, we've got another guy on our team, Samba, who finished qualifying night with the quickest time this season. Not only this season, but the quickest time on this game out of all 3 of our qualifying nights with a 24.8. So let's see what these guys can do.
And that is slightly worrying. In fact, we will ride on board with Samba if I can find him. There he is down in P18 at the moment, so we're going to go for a lap on board at Bahrain. Heavy braking zone down into turn 1. Also is where most overtakes are going to happen. Turn 2 and turn 3 where Mazepin crashed earlier in the Formula 1 season. Samba up the hill into turn 4. At the moment only P13 as we continue to ride on board with him. And watch the track limits here, Verstappen and Hamilton. That one's very famous now. Lovely sector 2 here. Big fan of this in real life. Fastest man in OneHub's qualifying night, as Nick said just a few seconds ago. Samba working his way up to P5 and into this super tough turn 10, but he gets it right. It's now up to P3. OneHub in the first 3 positions at the moment. Arnaud, the highest of the JACKOCAR drivers, in P4. Josh is behind him as Samba comes into the final part of sector 2. Up around this, you want to avoid the curb there. Into sector 3 we go, just 2 corners left.
Jay Luke's had a really good lap. His first sector was quicker out of anybody.
Is he? In fact, I'm noticing the middle of the pack is dominated by Team JACKOCAR. In the bottom, get used to it, OneHub Racing, the bottom 5 positions with the exception of MMK Born, you're all down there. Samba across the line, it's only P2. Lakitu is on pole for race 1.
Owen jumped up to 5th there as well, right at as he crossed the line. So, don't know where I didn't see him in the top kind of 6 the whole lap. He must have nailed the final corner.
Yeah.
Do you want to run through the order?
Absolutely. Owen White, our secret weapon in P5. So Lakitu, Samba, Josh and Netsky, top 4 for OneHub Racing. The highest JACKOCAR drivers are Owen Wyatt, Arnaud, J-Luke, Cowrie, Redmat and Speed Knight, and rounding out the rest of the top 10, 6 JACKOCAR drivers up there, followed by Kyle, Danestar, SD, Kieran, Thomas, Cloudy Balloons, Colin, Scopefelder, MK Bourne and Rich for OneHub Racing at the back. 1.8 seconds separates all 20 drivers. That's a fairly good field spread, and as we go into the formation lap we'll get a good look at these liveries for the first time. But look at that gap between Samba and Lakitu. Super close. Hopefully they take each other out.
Now the boys have been told you're not allowed to touch a purple car unless you're pushing it across the line because it's run out of fuel. So interestingly, no one invalidated their lap time there as well. But yeah, it's good to see as the drivers now get to select their strategy. Of course, outside the top 10, those inside the top 10 will start on the tyre that they qualified on, which will be the soft compound. So let's see, because sometimes in Bahrain the opposite, the alternate strategy is a little bit OP, but 25% race kind of neutralizes it a little bit. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. But safety car is on, so you know things could get a little bit tasty between some orange and purple cars. But yeah, looking forward to it.
Took the words right out of my mouth there. Safety car to neutralise the race and bring it all back together if we get a bit of field spread. But over a 25% race, I imagine this is going to be very, very quick. Of course, both leagues running 50% races in their normal format. And here we go for the first formation lap. A spread of purple up the front. Not what we like to see, sadly. But it is Lakitu, Samba, Josh and Netsky. Of course, Josh famously crashing out in his JACKOCAR debut last week. We didn't laugh then, but we're hoping he does it this time. Owen Wyatt, P5, our replacement for Khalifa, the highest of the JACKOCAR drivers, running number 15 as he always does. And of course our number 1 commentator, with the exception of me. And then Arnaud, J-Luke, JACKOCAR champion from last season. Look at this orange, it looks beautiful. Cowrie behind him, Redmat behind him, those 3 are teammates. And Pete Knighton, season 1 JACKOCAR champion, followed by Kyle, orange and black livery for him. And then finally, look, another OneHub driver, it's Danestar. SD Mats also runs the 15, much like Owen Wyatt. And behind him is Kieran, who has decided to run his throwback livery from round 8 of the JACKOCAR Season 3 season. It is a Marisha. It's meant to be orange. Is that minus points for us? I don't know.
I mean,
either way,
red, orange. Guess if you catch too much sun, that's what happens.
Yeah, Thomas behind him has decided to put blue on there, so you know, it's 1-1. And the final 5 cars are Cloudy Balloons, Colin Mason, Scopefelder, the last of the JACKOCAR drivers, MK Bourne, race winner from season 1, and at the very back it is OneHub Racing with Rich 500. So that is the grid.
Got a few cars on the medium compound tyres, Jack. We got Danestar, Kieran, we'll just call him Kieran. A few cars getting disqualified there, all 3 of mine, that's good to see.
Yeah. Keep that up, boys.
Yeah, Thomas, Cloudy Balloons and Colin are all on the medium compound tyre. Scope has gone for the soft, and then the final 2, MK Bourne and Rich on the mediums as well, so looking like an alternate strategy for some of the guys at the back, but yeah, you have to say these cars do look really good. The contrasting colours is really easy for us to be able to see, and the viewers, who's on whose team.
What a great idea. In fact, OKK alighting to that point exactly. The purple versus orange looks amazing on the grid. Certainly when they all fully line up, we'll have a much better look at it. Lakitu takes his spot.
Just getting used to the spectator menu again, because it's been a while since I've been doing this. But the interesting thing is, starting with the top 4 cars, will it actually hinder them?
I sure hope so, as 3, 4 and 5 lights are out, and we're underway for the JACKOCAR versus OneHub Racing charity race. There's been a delay on the grid. I'm not sure what's happening. Hopefully we're away now. We are a little bit of a delay, but it's fine. Samba and Lakitu, what are they going to do into turn 1? We don't know, but look at that massive orange in the middle. Through into turn 1 they come. They've all got to watch out and not take out their teammates, and they've got 9 teammates around them. As the JACKOCAR drivers look to advance, OneHub seem to be nice and clear away from there. And will they start to get into their own sort of battles?
There's
Hopefully
like
not.
a sea of orange in the middle of this pack. Like how they all avoided each other. If that was a normal race. Oh, there's a bit of carbon
damage
fiber
early
flying
on.
off.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that was for. It looked orange. I hope it's purple.
I think it's Etsy Mats, possibly.
I know
I'm not too sure.
MK Bourne is towards the back. I don't believe it's him. SD Mats will go on board with. He's fighting away. No, it's a purple car with wing damage. It's Danestar. SD Mats locks up.
Trying to go up the inside.
Yeah, but he has front left wing damage, to my knowledge.
Which is probably the worst thing you can get on the medium compound, because you just got to go with it for a little while. Yeah, he definitely does have.
Yeah, and I think Cloudy Balloons as well. Sorry, Nick, to interrupt there. I think Cloudy Balloons. No, he doesn't. Apologies.
So far, so good though. All clean. A little bit of wing damage, but top 4, OneHub Racing at the moment. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th is JACKOCAR, and then you got 12th OneHub Racing, 13th JACKOCAR, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th OneHub Racing, 18th JACKOCAR, 19th OneHub, 20th JACKOCAR, and a couple cars into the pits.
Yeah, early on, of course, it is only a 1 stop tonight. Of course, those familiar with the JACKOCAR rules is, and OneHub rules actually, it's a mandatory 2 stop. Danestar, Scopefelder and Kieran all into the pits. As we look at Samba looking at Lakitu. Is he going to do a Hamilton on them? Lakitu actually a little bit loose coming out of turn 4 there. Samba certainly putting the pressure on early doors, but these four front runners for OneHub, they've just got to keep it clean, work with each other. It's not about beating your teammates, it's about beating the other league. And if we're going based on average, I would have to say at the moment JACKOCAR look like they are currently leading this overall, which is what we love to see. Over to you, Nick.
Yeah, I think your big spread in the middle there, middle of the sandwich, is really helping you, especially the point system the way it is. But be interesting. Dane's got to take those tyres, as does Kieran, all the way to the end. Should be okay on the 25% race, but I imagine they'll be a little nervous for the final few laps. But the undercut is powerful here as well, so it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to go for the undercut, where things will stand when they come out. But look at the top 2, proper closest battle on track at the moment.
Absolutely, and we're going to ride on board with Samba as we run down into turn 1, sets the fastest lap of the race. No surprise there. Will Lakitu just give in and let him go? Because the last thing these guys want is the likes of Owen and Redmat and Arnaud all coming up from behind and stealing points and positions away, and Samba has a small moment going into 2, but he gets away with it. Falls back from Lakitu.
Pitted.
Yep, J-Luke, his alternate strategy masterclass. He's done it a number of times in certainly JACKOCAR, not too sure in OneHub. But watch out for him later in the race. He will come into his own, and of course I know what the second track is as well. That is another track where you can abuse the alternate strategy. Josh starting
lots of overtaking at both these tracks that we've selected for tonight, Jack.
Absolutely, it's almost as if we planned it. Some would say #rigged, but you know, we don't talk about that. That's not something that we stand for in JACKOCAR, I'm afraid. And you know what I'm talking about, car 96. It's J-Luke.
It's interesting that obviously the top 11 are all on the soft compounded tyres, but then there's a little bit of it, they're all within a second of each other. Obviously DRS is now open this lap 3, but then the medium compound runners have all got that bit of a gap to try and catch up, so it'll be interesting to see where the crossover point is within this 25% race.
Absolutely, and if you look now towards the mini-map, everybody, as we see, I think it's Owen White at the pits there, you got a train of purple cars and a long train of orange cars and another train of purple cars. It does look really good, actually. Kyle pitted with Owen there. We'll see what's happening in the stops. Kyle is away. Nope. Pits. Owen is away. Awful camera work there. We'll blame the director for that one.
They've gone for the undercut there, Jack. Big undercut, hitting on lap 3 out of 14. See where, because in theory the soft compounded tyre should still be quicker than the medium at this stage, but it's a case of when that point where it's falling off, and you can see that Kieran sets the fastest lap of the race, having already done his stop down in 20th place. Of course, all you need to do is not get disqualified and cross the line, and you'll be scoring points for the team. So
I'm just watching my two boys almost kill each other, which is not what we want to see. Owen was the lead JACKOCAR driver coming out of the pits, and he got mugged into turn 1 by J-Luke, and they almost come together in turn 4 and 5, but I think we got away with it. Back to the front, what's happening up there? The gap is still 0.3 of a second. Samba and Lakitu, not sure who's going to win this one out of these two. I think
bit of a DRS train.
They've taken each other out. OneHub in the mud.
Oh my gosh.
Nick, we crossed live to Nick Egan. What do you think of that, sir?
Nick Egan's not happy.
Oh,
he's
that's
coming
fantastic.
Into the pits now. I mean, at least it happened at this point in the track, but oh, come on, boys. And we haven't even mentioned what you or I have to do, whichever team loses, which is log ourselves going to the local shop and buying something either orange or purple. I haven't even thought about what I'd buy because I don't plan on having to do it, but Lakitu and Samba not aiding my situation here.
I must admit, I'll be honest, I dropped my PayPal details into their DMs earlier, and I think they're paying up. Great stuff. Lakitu from first to last comes out the pits behind Kieran, who, don't forget, when he pitted he was P18, I think. He's not made many inroads at all.
Yes.
Hang on, I've just noticed a slight problem. J-Luke has damage, so it's going wrong for JACKOCAR now. Did he and Owen have a little coming together? Yeah, I do. Owen has no damage. So, hello 34 viewers, that's great to see.
The interesting thing, does Samba have damage? He's the one that hit Lakitu, but I can't see any damage on his car.
Well, Samba, no, he didn't. All he did was locked up into that final turn, and I think that forced Lakitu into an early stop as the race leader Netsky pits.
Netsky, OneHub Racing into the pits, and Samba takes over the lead. Lap 6 now, so it won't be too much longer. I don't think anyone on softs will stay out too much longer than, lap 6, maybe lap 7. But I think some of it might be as well, Jack. You don't know who's sharing your pit box, so you don't necessarily want to come in when there's too many other cars So who's this battling? This is Josh and Owen heading into turn 1.
Oh, there's contact there a little bit.
Bit of a contact.
And what
I think
you...
that was just on the limit.
well, we'd let that slide in JACKOCAR, certainly. You know, lenient stewarding. But certainly what you bring up as he's going to make another move on Owen here. Around the outside, Max Verstappen, Owen Wyatt. Can he hold it? Yes, he can. What about now? There's contact again!
They made contact back.
We're going to go on board with Owen. He rejoins dangerously behind Netsky and Arnaud. He's going to play sensibly and just stick behind his teammate here. But certainly, Nick, what you bring up about sharing your pit box, it's a problem we have every week using a multiplayer car. Something that you don't have to worry about in OneHub. You just don't know who your teammate is. I think Arnaud's going to be on the back of Owen here. Cowrie come out behind these two. So
DRS open as well. It's interesting. Sculpt Feeder and Lakitu. Sculpt Fielder pitted early, and like Jalik, he hasn't really. Jalik's pitted again, hasn't he?
He has, yeah.
Has Lakitu pitted again as well?
I don't think so, because he is on the back of Scopefelder. I think J-Luke is well aware of the reverse grid in the next race, so that will be pole position if he finishes there. Good to have all 20 cars still running as we are at the halfway stage, lap 7 of 14 in the first of two 25% races this evening. Cloudy Balloons is your race leader by nearly 3 seconds to Colin Mason. MK Bourne lead JACKOCAR driver yet to make a pit stop, the same as Rich, so that means Samba is the race leader with, or net race leader, because he's made a pit stop. Netsky right behind him, as is Josh, and Arnaud and Owen fighting each other here. Come on, boys. Arnaud and Cowrie, I should say. In fact, third time lucky. Owen and Cowrie. You'd think I'd know my own drivers, wouldn't you?
It's really interesting because obviously the top 13 now on the medium compounds of tyre, but some of them haven't pitted. I honestly can't tell you where everyone's going to come out, but I think the top 4 are going to come out towards the back of the grid. So going, maybe the alternate strategy hasn't worked out too well from them as we thought it might.
No, I think looking at it, Kyle has made a second pit stop. Let me just confirm that. Yeah, he has indeed made 2 stops. So that the 2 JACKOCAR drivers that went head to head for the title last season are running P19 and P20. They are pinnacle tier drivers, if I'm not very much mistaken.
Yes, they are.
They
no
are.
penalties as well across the whole field, interestingly enough.
That is interesting. Very impressive.
Next track, I can't say that'll be the same, but 2 boys come into the pits now. One of yours, one of mine.
Yep, so just leaves the 2 OneHub drivers at the front yet to pit. It is Rich and Cloudy. Not really a battle at the moment. The gap is 9.5 seconds. It is still Samba from Nitsky, from Josh. OneHub 1, 2, 3. Followed by a JACKOCAR 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we get back to our 4th OneHub driver, Danestar, down in P12.
Let's hope Cloudy and Rich aren't sharing the same box.
I hope they are. It's what the kids would say as my drug. J-Luke with a faster lap, a 1:27.3 just pops up. You know damn well he's going for pole next race. I'd rather he went for points, but here we are. We move.
Especially with the long run down to turn 1 next track.
Yeah, I think you're starting to give it away a bit, aren't you?
Always. Oh, who's just moving out of the way? Kieran moving out of the way.
Yep.
Of MK Vaughan.
Yep, playing the team game. Good to see.
He's got Scopefielder right on him now, but
and
different compounds of tyres.
I imagine that your drivers are much like my drivers. They've all got one big party and they're all talking to each other and working things out. As
yes, I
Rich
think Jess
pits.
is being an engineer for us, so does Cloudy. Oh, let's not share a pit box, boys.
Oh my god, I don't know where to watch. Let's go to Rich. So he's there. Cloudy Balloons is on his way out the pit, so no, they are not teammates. But we now have a true order. And 6 of the top 10 are JACKOCAR.
Oh, don't make contact! Thomas and Cloudy,
let's stay on board with this. It's looking lively. To the outside goes Cloudy Balloons on TC. And he gets the move done before turn 4. Of course, Thomas is also a JACKOCAR driver, but not tonight. He is in that horrible purple colour, which is almost blue. Of course, only the best leagues use orange. OneHub trialled it for, what, 3 weeks earlier, at the end of last year. Did you like that? Did you like going orange for 3 weeks?
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about changing permanently to orange. Hope you don't mind the competition.
Not at all, not at all. You should try racing on Thursday nights as well, it's really good.
Yeah,
Which reminds
that.
It reminds me, actually, welcome to Thursday night racing. Of course, the home of JACKOCAR.
Thank you very much.
What's it? OneHub Racing playing away. Of course, OneHub Racing actually. What have you got? You got a pre-season race tomorrow or something like that? I don't really pay too much attention.
Don't lie. We know those. I've seen those Twitter notifications on for OneHub Racing.
Yeah. But yeah, so, OneHub Racing. You've got a thingy tomorrow. Pre-season race, and the season 18 starts imminently, I believe.
Yeah, so we've got pre-season race tomorrow around Britain Short. First time ever doing a pre-season race around, well, first time ever doing a short track, and first time since season 14. Netski's got himself a penalty. Obviously we'll remove that because that was an unfair warning.
Hold on, just going to check VAR for this one, we'll come back to you.
Yeah, let's delay the play for a couple minutes because that's natural. Oh, and Cloudy going off there. Thomas wanting to come round the outside.
Yeah, so that
Josh needs to back up. Not that I'm sure they can't hear me, but if Josh starts backing up the guys behind, then Netski will be okay.
Do you know what I would do? If I was Samba, I would let Netski drive away from me because Arnaud is very much in that window, and that's one crucial point that he would gain. In fact, Cowrie, if he got a move on, he might even be there as well. So OneHub need to really start working as a team. I do hope Jess is not listening to the stream, actually. Otherwise she'll give that information away.
There's a moment there from Etsy. I think that was Etsy. Yep, now he's under attack from Cloudy Balloons.
Oh, contact with the JACKOCAR drivers, SD Mats and Pete Knight and collide, and it's going to allow Cloudy Balloons up the inside of Pete, the Season 1 champion. But Pete is going to have him with that DRS and overtake wide open. Can he hold the position going into turn 1? Cloudy Balloons looks to the right, and is he going to make a move down the inside? It's going to be 3 wide nearly into turn 1. Cloudy Balloons doesn't get the move done. Pete comes back across out of turn 2 and 3. He's pushing him onto the grass there. DRS wide open again, but still getting that DRS off of SD Mats as they head up towards turn 4. Pete Knight holds position, and Cloudy Balloons goes Max Verstappen deep, but round the outside. He's done it. Pete Knight and still there, and they've got Danestar and Thomas right behind him, and there's contact, and they're both round. Fantastic.
I mean, I do think I think there's stuck. I do think the JACKOCAR car should have backed out there just, a little bit.
I think it was a very ambitious move from OneHub Racing, to be honest. Awful driving from Cloudy Balloons. What's he playing at? Get out of there.
The car was ahead.
Pete's and Tut to fight for it. Meanwhile, Carl and Jay Luke are still at the back. They want a JACKOCAR front row lockout. Oh man. Anyway,
so
Samba.
Let's have a look at the gap to leader. So at the moment, Netski would fall back, wouldn't he?
Yes, that's great news.
Just about.
Samba with 3 laps to go. He seems to have it all in hand, but I just don't understand why he's not letting Netski go. Because it's not like Samba's going to lose out.
Well, yeah, very interesting. Although the gap is, I think Josh is starting to, the gap is starting to form now.
Yeah, there's a very clear group of leaders, and the OneHub boys are faster, but I do believe that the JACKOCAR boys, on average, may have this covered. Certainly for race 1, Pete and Cloudy hanging their heads in shame at the back of the grid. Oh man, awful from OneHub. That's why, if you want to join a clean racing league, at JACKOCAR_, DMs are wide open, clean, fun racing, none of this pushing each other off the track.
You would have had sim and damage, and then
yeah, they both be out of the race.
Yeah, you'd both be out of the race. So As soon as you
Disgusting.
finish, you can start practicing for your OneHub race on Friday. So, yeah.
Oh,
Dex here in the chat saying peek to the steward's office. I think you got that one right, Dex.
Dexter's obviously on the beers at the moment. What's he talking?
He's not the only one.
Are you as well?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've got a water here, you know. Got to be safe.
Got to stay hydrated.
Absolutely. Get that H2O. Netsky and Samba continue to lead as we are on now to the penultimate lap. They are. Sorry, that was a sip of water. I do apologise. Ever the professional. Is anything going on? Really?
There's not really, no. There's nothing going on between our two cars. Anyway, those two teams, I should say.
Cloudy Balloons in the pits. This is tactical. That'd be for pole position.
Yep.
I wonder if J-Luke will make an extra stop. It wouldn't surprise
25% race, 5 stops.
Yes, he does as well. Look at that. I'll ask him after the race how the free stop strategy worked out for him.
Yeah, ask him after the second race.
Yeah. Where are we? So, Colin and Thomas, the final 2 cars in the top 10. They are behind a spread of 5 JACKOCAR drivers in the middle of all of this. And then I'll tell you what, in the bottom of oh, hello. What have we got going on here? Lakitu on his comeback drive, stuck behind MK Bourne. With Danestar, can MK Bourne hold them off? As we're going to go quickly back to the leaders, Bahrain International Race Circuit providing us with 1 lap to go, not sponsored by anybody because we're not allowed to say that legally. But he does hold the lead from Netsky and Josh. And then of course Arnaud, the first of the JACKOCAR drivers. What have you made of this race then, Nick? We've had a bit of drama.
Yeah, it's been really good. Obviously, highlight being the 2 OneHub drivers crashing into each other. Here comes Lakitu on MK Bourne, round the outside with DRS.
Oh, and I've just bloody missed it as well, haven't I? Awful.
Well done.
Thank you. No worries. This is why I let Owen do this normally.
So yeah, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars in the that means we both have 5 cars in the top 10.
Yeah. Quick maths.
Guess what? That means we got 5 cars outside the top 10 each.
Car. I'll tell you what. You're wasted, mate. you should be in a university somewhere teaching maths. Here we are, back to the front then for the final 2 free corners, depends how you look at it. Samba leads the way. And you know what I was saying earlier about letting Netsky go? He didn't even need to. They've managed to pull away from Arnaud in P4. So OneHub Racing looking at a 1-2-3 finish to kick off the evening. And here he is, the fastest man in qualifying night last week. ERT Samba crosses the line in Bahrain and gets the win. Netsky P2 and Josh P3. There he is, Arnaud, the first of the JACKOCAR drivers, followed closely by Cowrie, Owen and Red Matt. And there's ST Mats is next across the line, followed by Thomas and Mason are going to battle it out to the line, but it's going to be Thomas who comes out in top. Lakitu, P11, MK Bourne, Danestar, Scopefielder. Followed by Rich, and then Pete with that incredible battle he had earlier with Cloudy Balloons, unlucky to be taken out. With Kieran, Kyle, Cloudy Balloons and J-Luke is the finishing order. Oh no. Your internet connection quality is currently not sufficient to broadcast gameplay. It's not what we want to see.
Well,
are you still here?
Whilst I'm still here.
Oh.
I'd never leave it yet.
The stream's still up. Okay, we're gonna press on.
Currently, I'm getting messages saying the stream's dead, but I think it's just a bit blurry.
The stream is alive and well on my screen.
Mine's on race results. Yep, mine seems to be fine.
Yep.
Although it only says 8 watching now, so I don't know if it's something that's happened. Alrighty, so host options. No, I haven't done this before, so custom grid.
Thank you, Dexter, for your confirmation that the stream is back up to 13 viewers. Let's hope we can get back to the, what was it, 34 I think we were on at one point. Whilst Nick sorts out the grid for the next race, by the way, you need to make yourself a spectator.
Yes, I don't know if I can do it whilst I'm...
Of course, apologies. So yeah, so the next track is the OneHub selection, and that is Mexico. Famous for tacos, famous for Mexican blankets, famous for refried beans and cheese, famous for Chichen Itza, the Gulf of Mexico, famous for the Texan border that it shares with the United States. So why have OneHub Racing opted to go for Mexico?
I don't really know, to be honest. I hope you weren't looking for a long, detailed answer then, but
I was actually.
I honestly don't really know. We just did a poll. It was between Japan, that, and Austria, I think. There was talks of Monaco, but I don't think that would have gone down too well with some of the drivers. So, hey ho. Alright, I'm up to 7th now.
We're starting to get our audience back as well, so 19 people are here. Oh dear, you won't want to read what's in the JACKOCAR team chat at the moment. I won't repeat that. Whilst we fill...
paradise.
Absolutely, you know what it's like. So as briefly mentioned earlier, the losing team... No, try again. The losing league owner tonight will have to do a forfeit. Just to reiterate, that is to go into a local supermarket and buy 1 or 2 or 3 items which are the colour or represent the colour of the winning league. It sounds quite a tame forfeit, but I think either you or I, hopefully you,
We got to vlog it as well.
We'll be able to make it funny, of course, vlog it, that's the funny bit. I think we'd be able to do something quite good with that, and I'm looking forward to watching your video in the coming week or so.
And Owen, then Cowrie. This is hard work, Jesus, this is harder than running a league. Then Josh, then Netsky, then Samba. I think I've done it.
Let me guess, you frauded a OneHub driver onto pole position.
Well, check it first. I don't want to be,
I can't
confirm changes. Don't want to be accused of anything. But I think I've got it right. Shall I read it out to you?
As long as Jay looks on pole, I'm fairly happy.
Let me read it out for the spectators. So we've got J. Luke on pole, Cowrie Balloons in 2nd, Carl in 3rd, Kieran in 4th. Red Mats on 5th position, Rich in 6th, Scopefield is 7th, 8th is Dane, 9th is NK Vaughan, Makita in 10th, Colin in 11th, Thomas in 12th, Etsy Mats in 13th, Pete, isn't it? Speed?
Yeah.
Is Pete?
Super
yeah,
Pete.
I'm sure it's Pete, yeah. In 14th, Owen in 15th, 16th Cowrie, 17th Arnold, 18th Josh, 19th Netsky, and 20th place Samba, and I'm not racing.
Definitely not.
Definitely not, we wouldn't want that.
Nah.
Think we're good to go?
We are. I tell you what, Nick, I'm going to do a little deal
are
with
we?
you.
Hold on.
Oh.
I saw someone... No, it's fine, grid's fine.
We're still at 20.
Just got the okay, grid's fine. You're going to do a deal with me?
Yes, I was going to do a deal with
you.
you.
Do you want my PayPal details, or...?
We can talk. I was going to suggest, why don't we get you doing the standings, and I continue to chat rubbish in the interim, just to fill the void, because you know what,
okay.
I've got no hands, believe it or not, but if the drivers are listening to the stream, feel free to ready up, and we'll get my little bitch, we'll get Nick to do the standings for us. They should be fairly simple for race 1.
How do you spell JACKOCAR again? Is it CrapoCar or JACKOCAR?
J. I don't know the rest of stuff.
Imagine that. You can't come up with a league name, so you just put your first name, put an O in the middle, and add car at the end.
Do you know what's funny? Whilst we've got quite the audience, 26, that's more than we've ever had for a race on a Thursday night. the name JACKOCAR, believe it or not, has not had enough stick as it actually deserves. It's gone virtually unnoticed. I'm gonna
Been
tell.
accepted, has it?
Yeah. I've just told the JACKOCAR drivers to ready up, so OneHub can too, if any of you are listening. Oh, you got to change your track to Mexico,
Oh yeah.
please. God, can't run a lobby. How on earth does he run a league? Jesus.
And I
Anyway,
thought I was doing the grid editor and you were doing the standings.
you know,
Oh.
some of us are just too busy. You know, I'm here entertaining the 29 viewers, so we're all back to where we were near enough now. Born
Alright,
entertainer.
so 17, 16, 14, and you were 13.
It is also worth noting as well that me and Nick, we had no intention on this being a super professional stream, and I'm hoping that's coming across quite well. I mean, he's on the biz. I'm all right.
Usual occurrence for me, to be honest. I've just got Fielder. We got Rich.
Oh, it's all kicking off in the YouTube chat.
What's happening?
I don't know. I don't understand English. Stream froze for a few seconds. Thank you, Bazza. Jess is there. Gaz is there. OKK. J-Luke. Who else we got in there? I think Dexter was in there at one point. Yori's here. Anyway, so this Mexican GP race, this is a reverse grid order of the result of the race you've just seen. So that will put J-Luke on pole. We are also going to a formation lap. It's dynamic weather, and the clouds are looking a little kind of, dare I say, dark. Which should be worrying for the OneHub drivers, because J-Luke actually won this race in Season 2 of JACKOCAR. Biggest margin of victory we've ever had, of 28 seconds. So hopefully if it does rain, it was a dry to wet race actually, if it does rain, then I think we might get a win tonight. But we'll see. As we wait for the players to...
I'm still doing the standings.
Oh. Do you know what? After a Formula 1 race, the standings come up immediately. Like, what's your excuse? Don't say I was expected.
I didn't know I was doing it.
That's an excuse. Come on. No need for that.
I don't know if I've done this right. I keep looking at it and it doesn't look right.
It's a fairly simple format actually. First gets 20 points. Second
Yeah,
gets
so first,
90.
second, third was OneHub. Fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth was you.
The GOAT,
JACKOCAR.
yeah. GOAT
Ninth,
OCAR.
10th, 11th, 12th was OneHub.
Probably.
No. 9th, 10th, 11th was OneHub. 12th was you. 13th was OneHub.
Basically, if you take the results and flip them upside down, that's the points. So we're going to go through and look at these liveries. It's cloudy balloons, of course. Took out Pete in the first race there. Not a big fan of that. J-Luke leads the grid away as they approach the end of Sector 1 on the formation lap. Kyle, who had a shocking race, hopefully he comes good this time around. Kieran in his manner, that is the wrong livery. I will keep referring to that.
113 to 97.
In favour of?
OneHub, of course.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, that's why.
How have you frauded that?
So we finished first, second, third. You finished 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. We finished 9th, 10th, 11th. You finished 12th. We finished 13th, 14th, 15th. You finished 16th, 17th, 18th. We finished 19th. You finished 20th.
What you're telling me is, as I look at the back of the grid, I see, or top of the grid even, J-Luke, Kyle, Kieran and Redmat, they've let us down.
Yeah, but they are on pole, so...
Yeah, true.
Let me get all my... So we only got one driver on the mediums.
Oh,
I don't know if you covered that already. I wasn't.
Oh, no,
wasn't
not at all.
listening.
As if I would cover something like that. That sounds
important
too
like that.
technical for me. Red Mat is on mediums.
Do you think there's going to be some rain? The fact that everyone started on... I'm quite surprised to see that many cars on.
It's going to go either way, isn't it? I would have put mediums on, I won't lie.
Alright, well, spreadsheet's open. Hopefully it doesn't take me that long to figure out the score at the end of it.
Hopefully not, because you might miss the start of season 18. There he is, Pete Knighton. Unfortunate not to win the last race. Of course, that is the fault of Cloudy Balloons. Not sure why he's down in P14.
I'll have to get our graphics guy to do whatchamacallit, a gif of your driver taking out mine.
And we'll do the same with your driver taking out your own, because that was funny. Anyway, 5 lights as we begin the Mexican Grand Prix. JACKOCAR versus OneHub, 10 versus 10, in support of Cowrie Scholarship Foundation. We once again await the lights. This is the fault of the lobby host with his dodgy internet. And they're away. There was no countdown there. But J-Luke gets a decent enough start, but he's going to be crowded out by his teammates Kieran and Kyle. Longest straight down to turn 1. Look at that, they're nearly 5 wide. It's going to be
crazy.
Kyle who takes the lead.
There's contacts between Cloudy and J-Luke, I think. Cloudy's lost out there.
I'm not entirely sure where to look at the moment. It's very hectic. There's a row of orange and a row of purple.
Yes, top 4, JACKOCAR at the moment, as you can see. And you got Lakitu all the way up to... so let's look at the positions gained. If I can figure out where it is. There it is.
It'll be there somewhere, Nick. Trust me.
So Lakitu up 5 so far. Cloudy Balloons down 6. Arnold up 6 positions as well. Samba up 5 already. Rich down 13. Thomas down 8. Which is not what we wanted. But I'm sure it was probably due to poor driving from the orange cars, as to be expected. We'll just blame it on that.
Just having a look at Sam being a little bit aggressive on the back of Owen and Pete here. Awful driver.
Pete already with a penalty. That just shows you the type of drivers that JACKOCAR has.
Probably forced off by one of those purple cars, if anything.
Well,
but Sam
3 times,
being
yeah.
overtaken by Netsky. Yeah. Let's be quiet about that, yeah.
Keep it clean this time, please, guys.
As the JACKOCAR drivers file into turn 1 and sort out their positions, hoping to keep the OneHub boys behind them. And it's yellow flags. It's madness at the back for OneHub. It's all gone wrong for Thomas and Colin. And that's fantastic. Inject it.
It's the most enthusiasm I've heard you have all night.
Look at the back 4. It's Josh, it's Rich, it's Thomas, it's Colin. That is not boding well for the purple team. Anyway,
it's right mixture at the moment, but the bottom, you have to say, the bottom 4, very purple. Netsky down at 15th as well, but I do expect, and it's starting to rain, so
yeah, and in fact, it's raining. It's raining.
Yep.
It is raining.
So everyone's going to have to make a stop. This has really thrown it up in the air. Now, who's going to win this? Obviously, OneHub Racing.
Look at Red Mat pushing Lakitu wide. Can he hold on position? And Lakitu sideways out of that final turn. It wasn't Lakitu, it was Danestar. I do apologise. But Red Mat doing a great job at defending. They're all going to follow his slipstream down into turn 1. Let's go on board with Scopefelder for this. Is it going to be 3 wide? I think it might be. It's Danestar around the outside of Red Mat. In the rain at Mexico, Red Mat's going to hold the inside line, but I think Danestar might get him, and Red Mat comes back across, and the OneHub drivers get through. Here comes Cloudy Balloons as well. Great driving from the 3 OneHub drivers there. Or is it as they all lock up and have that accordion effect into Sector 2? Danestar and Cloudy, they're sideways, and look at the mess behind them. They're 2 by 2. Corey and Owen next to each other as well. Here's Arnold next to Red Mat. Oh, a bit of excitement there. They're all over the place. I don't think they checked the weather. Arnold round the outside of Cloudy at this point. And he's gone off, and it's a penalty. I dare say that Arnold did actually push him off there.
Penalty as well.
Back to the leaders at the front. What do they do? Will they stay out? All eyes on Kyle. 3-second penalty for J-Luke. And it's yellow flags in Sector 3, and they've been cleared already.
5 orange cars with penalties, 1 purple car with penalties. Oh, and Arno decides to take the barrier cone into the pits with him. Actually, he leaves it on track. That's obviously designed to try and break one of the purple car's front wings.
Yeah, excellent driving from Arnold there. What you love to see. The bottom 8 cars in the pit lane at the moment. Top 12 all have to come in again, and it's intermediates.
Oh, here comes Netsky. No, here comes Samba. Trying to go around the outside of Speed Red Matt.
Oh!
And he's done it. And look at this, the other purple car all the way off. Netsky.
4-wheel drift coming out that turn. It looked fantastic on stream, I will tell you that. Red Matt suffering with that option to go on the mediums. Big lock-up for Netsky, but he gets the job done eventually. Red Matt, of course, the only driver to start on the mediums.
We're not going to be able to tell, Jack, who's been held up in the pits because of this, because there's so much going on. Josh has moved up a few places in those pit stops. Cloudy Balloons, he was one of the first in as well, so that's why he's in 12th position. Only one hub driver with a penalty at the moment. 14 laps to go, the rain is coming down, and it's a JACKOCAR 1-2-3 at the moment.
And I did notice as well that Kyle and J-Luke must have communicated, because Kyle has let J-Luke go with that 3-second penalty, so he can just focus and pull away now, and Kyle is good enough to hold that position, but he's got backup in Kieran right behind him, as we're looking at Samba struggling for traction behind Pete Knight.
Oh, J-Luke gets
Pete
a
is
5-second
sideways.
penalty.
Oh, Pete's gone. He's no stranger to that. He's recovered in front of Red Matt. Another 5-second penalty for Danestar. All the leaders coming into the pit lane, so your eyes have to be on Cloudy Balloons, who is the lead driver, on intermediates. Is it a one-hub masterclass?
I don't think he's going to have enough. He's got this disabled DRS basically as well, so they're going to have to do this on their own. There's lots of cars being held in the pits here.
Fantastic. Cloudy does actually come out P5, but Arnold's all over the back of him, and he's going to make a move up into P5 here, down into turn 1. That's a cracking move from Arnold.
Go on, Cloudy, forget how to brake. What?
Championship 5 driver last season, Arnold, and looking at it this season again. Of course, we are in the middle of the playoffs in JACKOCAR.
Here, starting in 17th place.
What a shame.
Positions. Let's have a look at positions gained now. Now that everyone's done a stop. So Red Mats is down 15. He's the biggest loser. Arnold's up 12. He's the biggest gainer. Josh is up 11. Lakitu's up 6. So it's hard to call at the moment, Jack. But it's looking good. Everyone's done a stop.
I'm looking at that and I'm thinking that OneHub are probably edging it on points. You've got P6 down
penalties,
to P10.
I think,
yeah,
well. I think it's.
And Lakitu up there in
got
P4.
8 seconds.
J-Luke is a bad man for getting those 8 seconds. I almost said a bad word. But I think the penalties, there'll be more penalties to come, certainly. Let's get this back to intervals. Oh, it is on interval.
Just got another 2 drivers with just MK Pawns and Corey getting 3-second time penalties. So, no, you don't get points for penalties. I don't know what it's like in JACKOCAR, but you don't get points for penalties in this race.
No, we're actually quite lenient on our drivers. We don't like to punish those. We want them to come back each season.
Yeah, but we saw some of your. I heard about some of your driving a couple of weeks ago, Jack. Down the inside, wasn't too good setting an example, was it, as a league owner?
Oh, hang on, my driving. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Are we talking about that?
Yeah.
we don't have to. I'll send you my PayPal details. Or no, give me your PayPal details.
Lap 6 out of 18. This race feels like it's going on a lot longer, but obviously wet conditions, slower lap times. Running on board with Josh there, he was just let through by Cloudy. So yeah, interesting that Lakitu isn't able to make a move on a couple cars ahead, but they're going to have to build a bigger gap than what they've got at the moment for J-Luke's penalties.
I'm just reading the chat here. Gaza asking if this can be a yearly thing. I don't know. What about you? Maybe?
Well,
possibly.
I don't know. I'll have to check my schedule.
Yeah, and JACKOCAR will only compete if we win the event, of course. We don't compete in things we can't win. This we can win, but not at the moment. It is going in favour of the purple boys at the moment. It's a moment for Kieran out the
Here's
final turn.
Lakito. Oh, bit of contact there.
Hopefully it results in a broken front wing for that purple car. But Kieran just about holding his own. Down into turn 1.
Late.
He's going to run him wide. Come on, Kieran, you race in JACKOCAR. Come on, bud, you can do better than this. There we go. Gets the position back.
Lakito was a little bit kind there. If it was Lewis Hamilton, he would have just ran Max Verstappen out of road there. Lakito giving Kieran room, but Kieran not returning the favour, so Lakito just sends one down the inside.
It's a bit naughty. You wouldn't see that in JACKOCAR.
You'd see it from a couple corners back. Oh,
Kieran's going to let Arnold go. Kieran's job now is to take Josh out. Sorry, keep Josh behind him. That's the most important thing. I think Arnold...
Josh having...
He is. But the thing is, he's just got to stay up there. You know, P5, he may be struggling, but just hold position. That's all you got to do. Another penalty for OneHub there. Imagine my surprise.
Here comes Samba on NK Bourne. Another penalty for JACKOCAR there. Imagine my surprise. Oh, look at that from NK Bourne. Just literally pretends he's not there.
And that's why we signed him up. MK Bourne, fantastic driving there. Just caught the end of it. Netsky behind this. I think Samba's going to do a little bump and run into the final turn, all NASCAR style. Sign him up, JACKOCAR. MK Bourne sideways out of that final corner. Can he do anything with it? Netsky is going to come with
boys.
Samba.
Double team him.
Oh, don't take that one out of context. MK Bourne leads down into turn 1 for the moment. Can he hold it? It looks like he can. The OneHub boys don't know who wants to lead just yet. Pete Knighton waiting to pounce, along with ST Mats behind him there in P16. Then
sliding out of that corner there was MK Bourne. Come on, Netsky. Be careful, he'll just go late on the brakes. You know what these JACKOCAR boys are like. Oh, what's happened? Oh, there's a OneHub driver off.
Yeah, there's a JACKOCAR driver as well off.
Oh, and they both get through. Both purple cars are getting through. A bit of pushing and shoving going on here, but you have to be a bit rough with these JACKOCAR boys, judging by their behaviour in Bahrain. But anyway, did you see which two cars were off there? Was it?
I saw a purple one, which I didn't care too much about. I also thought it was Cowrie, who might have picked up some damage.
Dane's off with damage.
Yep, Cowrie has damage as well.
Corey's going to struggle in these conditions.
Scopefelder behind has damage. Cloudy Balloons is letting his teammates go. It's starting to look like OneHub's event, as we are now at the halfway mark.
Here comes Lakito into turn 1. Is he going to be able to get the job done? He needs to be a little bit more aggressive than he was.
Come on, Kyle. Show him no respect. Good boy.
Well done, Lakito. This is a little punchline here if you are interested in joining a PS4 league. Obviously, OneHub Racing's showing us exactly... look at the yellow card of Arnold just hitting Lakito. Like, come on, what is this? This isn't Jack's go-karting session. And look, just going down the inside again,
beautiful.
like, doesn't exist.
Go on, turn left, Arnold. That's what you got to do, son. And I wouldn't usually condone this sort of driving, but it's fan-bloody-tastic. I want to see more of it. Push the purple cars off the track. We got Arnold hunting down Lakito, throwing it up the inside.
Thomas and Red Mats. Thomas tries to go around the inside. Red Mats just gives him enough room. That's a surprise. And yeah, this tight section proving the part. Josh getting ahead of Kieran now. Is he?
Oh Jesus, I'm so far behind. But yeah, Josh and
Kieran giving Kieran room, and Kieran going off track to keep position. I hope he gets a penalty for that.
And of course, Nick, now would be a good time to remind everybody why we're actually doing this. This is, of course, in support of our good friends at Cowrie, the Scholarship Foundation, where they aim to give, I think it's 100 students accommodation for university so that they can better their lives and hopefully get an education out of it. Josh looks down the inside of Kieran here, meanwhile. And of course, you can donate via the links found on JACKOCAR and OneHub Twitter pages.
And in the chat as well, YouTube chat. So if you're watching and can donate, Lakito gets ahead of Carl. Carl's going to send it down the inside here, isn't he? Oh,
He's going to make
gets a
contact.
penalty.
I do feel that was Lakitu's fault there, the contact with Kyle.
I think a little bit of contact's okay.
I don't know. At the moment, J-Luke's 8-second penalty puts him P2, so Lakitu, sorry, is the race leader, or the net race leader.
He won last season in Mexico as well, didn't pick up a penalty along the way. So let's hope he can repeat that, but it's a 1, 3, 4, 5 for JACKOCAR, 6th for, second and 6th for OneHub, 7th for JACKOCAR, 8th, 9th, 10th for OneHub, 11th, 12th, 13th for JACKOCAR, 14th, 15th for OneHub, 16th for JACKOCAR, 17th OneHub, 18th JACKOCAR, 19th, 20th for OneHub. Right mixture there, but I reckon you possibly could be looking to outscore us in this one, Jack.
I think we might outscore you in this one, but I don't think we're going to outscore you overall, because your gap that you mentioned earlier, what was it, 97 to 126, whatever it was you said, it sounds quite the mountain as Arnold
it's
gets
113 to 97.
Oh, okay, maybe there's a chance then.
So at the moment 16 points, but of course penalties will come into play here. Let's have a quick look at who's got what penalties.
I'm looking at Cowrie down in P18. He's got 19 seconds. He's also got no hope of finishing much higher than that, as Pete picks up another penalty.
And so does oh yeah, that was Pete. So at the moment I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars with no penalties, whereas you have 1. Typical.
And of course, it's the taking part that counts, of course.
And if you've got one driver that's got more penalties than all of mine put together, but you know, we won't talk about that.
No, that one doesn't count.
What, the whole 26?
Yeah. What's happening? Of course, the problem with wet races, everybody, is after the start, not a lot actually happens. You get a few spins and a few bits of body work going everywhere, but all the drivers seem to... here's a battle. Red Matt and Rich. In fact, Rich, I'll tell you what, I've got a lot of respect for Rich. He just let Red Matt go. That's a valuable point right there.
I think he had a bit of a moment. J-Luke gets another penalty, so he might drop down. That's now what? How many penalties is that?
11.
11 seconds, so that's going to drop him all the way down to, at the moment, 7th position-ish.
Oof. And of course, crucially, it puts Lakitu and Josh ahead of him, so that's 2 extra points for OneHub right there.
Yeah, but I don't think he'll fall any further down with next week's 7 seconds. I think your top 7 will finish top 7. What order? We don't know. But Colin gets himself a 3-second time penalty.
Just go on board with J-Luke and see what his driving style is like. If it was a JACKOCAR race, I'd be saying it's bloody awful. But he's actually doing a fine job for us this evening. And of course...
Pulling on the back of Josh.
Jamie is actually...
Kieran.
Or J-Luke, I should say, is of course advanced to the round of 8 in the playoffs. He won the first two playoff rounds in this JACKOCAR season. The current champion, looking to go back to back. Lakitu, I don't know anything about, so we're going to skip past him. There's Arnold, also in the playoffs still at this point, along with Kyle.
Oh, and closer to Josh than Josh is to Kieran, so looks like Josh has got a bit more straight line speed though.
Yeah, and in fact they're all catching up to Kyle at this point, so this could end in tears. Everyone in the YouTube chat crossing their fingers.
At the moment. 3 against 1.
In fact, Owen's a bit too far back. Let's go on board with Josh as he sends it down the inside of Kieran.
Can he make it stick? Fair play. Kieran is a one-up driver, so just what we expect from one of our own, disguised in orange to...
disguised in Marisha colours.
Disguised in... he's on his own team tonight.
It's like, you remember back in the school days where you used to go in for like a non-uniform day and you give £1 to charity. There's always that one kid that he forgot his £1, and that's Kieran. Yeah. So he's got to come in uniform.
I reckon Kieran's going to have to give an extra donation to
600
Should have
pound.
just given. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a small amount of 600.
Of course, do feel
So,
free to donate at any time, folks.
and of course, if you'd like to see me and Jack in the comms box again for any of your events, feel free to sign us. We're obviously highlighting the talent that we have and the professionalism.
Yep. And I think that shone through this evening as we look at 5 laps to go. You know, I don't think there would have been a better commentary duo, other than this other than this very long list I've got here.
And especially as you leading, you know, you've pretty much missed every single overtake. But you know,
I don't know what you're on about. The streams enjoyed it. The gap now to the lead of the actual race is 3.9. Lakitu closing in on J-Luke, but of course it doesn't really make much difference. Hopefully, if J-Luke's got any sense, he'll back off and take Lakitu out. That is the JACKOCAR way.
that's what happened in the last charity event. But anyway.
Of course, that last event we had with you guys, where you turned orange, you were, how do I put this nicely, destroyed by JACKOCAR?
It was horrible. I had a horrible stint.
Good.
Like, I was up at like 3 till like 6:30. And it was just rain. It was just all 3 of my races had rain in. It was awful.
You know what? It got to 3 AM in that 24-hour event, and we'd already got the bunting out. We were already celebrating the victory. We knew it was over. Big W. JACKOCAR claiming their place as the number 1 league.
We were planning our revenge, as you can see.
As you can see, he's come here with a team too strong for us.
So what would you buy if you did lose? Not saying that you would, but you will. But if you did,
Nick, the obvious answer is of course aubergine. But one of your drivers just cut a corner. It was Josh. But the problem with aubergine is I've never bought one in my life, so I think you've got to weigh it, haven't you? Is that correct?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
And then, what else is purple? I guess red lettuce is purple.
You could buy a twirl.
A twirl, yeah, but is that not brown?
No.
I didn't think.
But the wrapper's purple.
Are we allowing that?
I mean, I was, as long as there's not orange chocolate buttons.
Oh, okay.
It's got to be all purple. I think a twirl's all purple. Purple and silver.
So just Cadbury's chocolate in general. In fact, Cloudy Balloons' livery reminds me of that. Just look at Josh, the cheetah.
One of the few drivers with no penalties.
He's not doing it
Stuck
right.
behind this Kieran and Kyle. And in fact, I can't believe how much. Next, he's closed 6 seconds whilst we've been chatting rubbish.
And behind him, you've got Samba.
On this race.
I don't know, to be honest. And of course, OKK in the chat saying a double decker. What a great shout that would be. Best of both worlds, orange and purple wrapper.
Yeah, but obviously that's not within the rules because it can't be orange.
That is true, yeah.
It's got to be
nice thought though.
Purple. Yeah, no, clever. Maybe we'll create a new league. Friday mornings. Double decker racing.
Oh wow. JACKOCAR.
Nick One Racing.
I'm sure there's a great name out there.
There is. Well, we've already been through a name change once. I don't fancy doing it again.
Have you actually?
Yeah, we used to be called F1 TS Hub.
That's a rubbish name.
Formula One management team, but we got contacted by Formula One management's legal team to change it. Or to change the logo, and it's the first time I just paid for graphics to be done as well.
Ah.
And so, like any league that uses F1 in their tiers or name, there is you're not allowed to, basically.
See, could never be us at JACKOCAR. How unique is that? Not that we stole NASCAR's logo at all. And by we, I mean me.
Yeah, we got sent an email and we got like 28 days to change it all. It was chaos. It was so stressful.
Jesus.
It wasn't fun. I did think about dobbing all the other leagues in at the time, but my conscience got the better of me.
You see, I would have dropped them. They'd be gone. but we're not all like that. We're not all nasty people.
I just don't understand how they caught us out of, well, how they saw us out of, do you know what I mean? Like Formula One management looking, and this is back in season 11, so we had a couple tiers, 3 tiers. It's not like we were.
You would, dare I say, JACKOCAR size.
Yeah, JACKOCAR size. Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's a nice size, that.
Good size.
In true Jonathan Ledgard style, it's JACKOCAR from OneHub, from JACKOCAR, from JACKOCAR, from JACKOCAR, from OneHub. That's the top 6 at the moment. They're all fairly close on track in terms of time, but of course the rain does not make things very easy at all. Netski, as you say, has closed that gap down quite dramatically, but at the same time has 6 seconds of penalties. He should clear Owen Wyatt with that, as Redmat picks up a penalty now. And the gap to the race leader. It's 1 to go here in Mexico, and 1.2 the gap.
Owen absolutely pushing Josh. That's completely unfair. What, he's going to send it down the inside now?
Go on, Owen.
Look, he can't even control his car. What sort of driving is? You should stick to the commentary box, if you ask me.
Of course, a last-minute call, Owen Wyatt, to replace Paul McGuinness, who replaced Khalifa. And the weaving going on down the straight. Cloudy Balloons leaves the session. That's going to be a DSQ, hopefully. And Owen Wyatt gets past Josh before turn 1. Josh, dirty driver, throws it back up the inside. Owen's got enough room to work with. And Josh is going to come away with P6 somehow. Oh, look, into the side
Owen
of Netski.
Trying to take out the purple cars behind him.
And Cloudy Balloons rejoins. He wants his points. He's desperate. And Owen goes deep. Giggity. What else is going on? It's 0.7 to the lead. Surely Lakitu want to do this on track. But where do we look? There's actually a fair bit going on. It's all come alive at the end of the race. Josh has broken away, and it's Owen trying to keep Netski and Samba behind, and there's SD Mats and Cloudy Balloons with Red Mat behind him.
Struggling really bad. He might get passed by the 2 purple cars here.
Oh, I'm going to ignore that for the minute. I do apologise, as we're going to watch J-Luke, who's going to win the race on the road, but it's going to be Lakitu who wins the race on penalties. Arnaud will pick up a podium, followed by Kyle, followed by Kieran, and now we're just going to let the penalties do their thing. So Josh
just got a puncture. Just got a puncture, I think.
He's got a puncture, yeah, he's struggling. Go Owen Wyatt on the line. He struggled.
Owen dropped down.
Yeah, so let the penalties talk at this point. OneHub have made massive improvement there with Samba and Netski. But then this string of JACKOCARs, Pete, MK Bourne, SD, Colin in the middle of all of it, and then Red Mat here in P14. This could go either way.
This changes. Colin moves ahead.
We know Corey's going to drop to the back.
Cloudy crosses the line. Corey will finish last, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Here comes Thomas. He's got 3 other Rich and Dane, so Thomas up to 15th.
And Rich, will he drop Corey any further? Yes, he does. What about Danestar? I doubt it very much. Struggling, putting on a show, the final car to complete the 2 races. I tell you what,
my teammate in season 18.
2 races, Nick. He is showing off, by the way. 2 races, and all 40 drivers, or all 20 drivers both times, finished.
Alright, it's time to do the points.
If you do the points, we're actually going to watch this podium because we got 2 JACKOCAR drivers up there.
So the drivers must have been really struggling on the last lap with those intermediate tyres, all of them.
Yeah, they were, definitely. We saw it particularly with Owen Wyatt. So Lakitu celebrates his win. And I believe that's J-Luke and Kyle up there with him because Arnaud had a penalty. So if you are still watching, Nick is just frauding the standings to make it so that he wins. And by he I mean OneHub, but I will read out the final order to you. So it's Lakitu from Kyle from J-Luke, and then Arnaud, Kieran and Josh. Samba, Netski, OMY, SD Mats completes the top 10. And then you've got Pete, Colin, MK Bourne and Redmat, who I think gained a position at the end there. Thomas, who jumped up quite a way with his lack of penalties, and then Scopefelder, Cloudy Balloons, Rich, Cowrie, who put in an absolute shocker, and Dane Star showing off at the line. It was somewhat
This is going to
enjoyable.
be close.
Do you reckon? I
I think
think
this is.
I think OneHub may just be edging the final result here. J. Luke
Tension.
complaining that the grid was incorrect. Not surprised there. Nick was in control of that.
I did ask for anyone to check it. 15th place, 60.
So we will now rejoin the lobby with the drivers. It was actually quite a good event, I thought.
Yeah,
Of
it
course,
was really good.
there is only one thing that can make it better. And we await the final results from OneHub's league owner, Mr. Egan, of course. OneHub Racing beginning season 18 in the coming week or so. JACKOCAR in the middle of its season 3 playoffs. 2 drivers already eliminated from that, so only 18 drivers can win the championship. And of course, both leagues have collaborated together for the t-shirt, which is I think on sale until Sunday.
Yep.
Again, that's all on Twitter. 25% of all purchases from that go towards Cowrie, who we are doing this in support of. Not sure what the total's up to at the moment.
Yes, I'm just going through it now.
Somebody's just donated £50 though. Do apologise for the slight wait here, folks. Let me find the Just Giving page. So the Just Giving page is actually made up in my name, but once the page finishes, it will, once funds become available, I will then donate them to Cowrie via their GoFundMe page. So we are at £465. Most recent donator was Jess Games with £50 she put in the pot. Netsky, Owen Wyatt, Carl Smith, myself, Pete Knight and Arnold all donated, along with many others. The donation page is open until... that's also open till Sunday. Nick, how are the standings looking? Because we've got...
still just double checking them. Give me a minute.
We've got 28 people waiting with bated breath.
I don't think it's looking too good for OneHub at the moment.
Oh, we won't celebrate too early because we've got a 16-point deficit
Yeah,
in
but
the
I can
JACKOCAR
assure
camp.
you there will be some serious qualifying bans handed out to OneHub drivers for season 18 if we've lost this.
Imagine going 2-0 down to JACKOCAR. Surely not. Of course, I'll remind everybody at this time, December of 2020, we annihilated the purple team, destroyed them, almost forced them to fold. Almost. But we'll always have the memories. I remember I saved the OneHub logo in orange. 29 people await the final results.
I'm just checking the first result, and then I will confirm.
And so once again a reminder to everybody still watching, the losing league owner, whether that be me or Nick, will have to go to a supermarket. I mean, if it's me, it won't be me, but if it's me, I'll be going to Tesco's. Have to go to a supermarket and vlog themselves buying a colour which represents the winning league, a product that is that colour. So if OneHub lose, they've got to go to Tesco's and buy an orange. Yeah, that's a good start for you. Put it on the scales. I don't know how much an orange costs.
Too much, if I'll be buying it.
But I do thank you all for joining us tonight. It's been great company. Nick as well.
Yeah,
my excellent hostess.
Commentary box with you, Jack.
Thank you, dear. I'm here every week, don't forget. Thursday nights, JACKOCAR Cup Series, 7 PM. And of course, Friday nights it's OneHub Racing with all 5 tiers, beginning at 6 p.m, running all the way through to 9:30, I want to say. And then of course
Yeah.
Tuesday nights, Kia Series, the second division of JACKOCAR, and that is also at 7 p.m. I've got a funny feeling that you're
I've got the
almost ready.
results.
Okay, I will hand over at this time to OneHub owner Nick Egan.
Hold on a second. I think my partner's calling me. I'm gonna have to quickly shoot off.
Yeah, good one. You got 23 people waiting for this. Come on.
Okay, so OneHub Racing scores 113 in the first race, 90 in the second race.
Ooh.
JACKOCAR's scores 97 in the first race, 120 in the second race, which means
that's close.
OneHub Racing finishes on 203 points, and after JACKOCAR's penalties due to their poor driving, they finish on 202 points.
You're joking. It's a point.
After your penalties, of course. As in your extra stewards awarded penalties for poor driving.
So who's won?
No, so JACKOCAR finished on 217 points, which means they outscored OneHub Racing by 14 points.
I'm going to do the classic Jeremy Clarkson smug face. Up the boys, up the men in orange.
Honestly.
Unbelievable performance once again. We only take W's. We only take W's over here. But of course, it's not about being a bad winner. Congratulations on your loss.
It's about being a bad loser.
Yeah. God, I tell you what, we can do more of these charity events in the future.
Try not to swear, but
hang on, you're on the JACKOCAR channel. You can do what you want.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, do not join this league. They are the dirtiest.
Unbelievable.
I'm just going to send a message to my drivers. I hate you all.
So, if you are in OneHub and you're looking to join a proper league, JACKOCAR DMs wide open, like I said earlier on. Come and join us. Big W. More to the point, great to win. But
I mean, I will double check the results, just to confirm.
There's no need. There's no need. It's fine. What's important is the cause at the end of the day, and we have done this for Cowrie Scholarship Foundation, raising money for the black kids who need the accommodation so that they can go to university and better their education and their lives and so on and so forth. Donation page is open till Sunday. You can find that on JACKOCAR and OneHub Twitters, or you can come to me or Nick and ask for the link and we'll send it to you. Buy a t-shirt from Vespertine. You can, I don't know what they can do. Make sure to tweet OneHub L, capital L. That's all you need to do. It's been a joy. Thank you very much for this evening.
I don't really have anything else to say, to be honest. No, thank you for joining, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for donating. Obviously, OneHub Racing and JACKOCAR aligned in our message of different leagues, same vision, and of course equality, and the fact that we all race as one, supporting Formula One's message. It's been fantastic to be in the commentary box with Jack. My apologies about the poor driving from his drivers. But that's what happens when you race on a Thursday night. Look forward to doing my vlog and taking my anger out on whatever I have to buy. And you won't see me for a few weeks because I am muting all social channels.
And on that bombshell, it's time to end. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you for the third charity event where we will go 3-0 at some point in the future, I guess. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you.